Hey everybody, Gary at Basecamp Trading. Let's take a look at how we were day trading crude oil today. Today was EIA report. However, as has been the last several reports, really didn't have a big impact on crude, but crude ended up giving us a pretty decent trade before the day was over. Most of the day it was just kind of a mess, but see how crude just kept leaving topping tails on this 30-minute chart? Just every one of these bars, fairly significant topping tails showing a reluctance for crude to go higher. Mostly just chopped sideways, back and forth, up and down, back and forth, up and down. But again, each and every one of these bars kept leaving significant topping tails, again, showing a reluctance for crude to go any higher. And then we got a pretty decent setup right here. This bar finished in a shooting star. We left the topping tail. The entire body of the bar was all selling, caused the 5 and 13 to cross to the downside. And then this next bar opened right there. Little push up, left the topping tail, triggered this bar to the downside, and then a pretty decent push down in crude today. Wasn't a real fast moving move, but pretty steady for the most part. Not very many pullbacks. Push down, hit significantly undervalued on a 30-minute chart. And again, we know when we hit significantly undervalued that we're either going to pull back, consolidate, or reverse. Most of the time, pulls back and consolidates. As that was happening, we were forming divergence on our Renko chart. We'll pull that over here in a second because our Renko chart was actually how we were trading this. But ended up getting a pretty decent run in crude off of this triggered shooting star right here. And this is what it looks like on our Renko chart. Right here was where that shooting star formed. And then right on this bar is where that triggered. And we were getting a wick off the 18. All of our moving averages were in alignment. Momentum, fast and slow line below the zero line in our direction, underneath the smooth 50, underneath the cloud, wick off the 18 as we're triggering a 30-minute shooting star. So pretty solid setup. Push down, depending on how you were managing this, you should have been able to get a couple targets off, $200 per contract. Set up another wick off the 18 right there, which was good for another couple $100 per contract. And then another wick off the 18, which could have grabbed another 100. I was actually trailing a runner on this. And then right in here is where we were forming divergence. See, we had a lower low in price and a higher low in momentum. And at the same time, we were triggering significantly undervalued on the 30-minute chart, on our value charts. So this was a good place to pull profits. Target was actually 36.90. Didn't quite get there. Ended up catching 53 ticks, though, on the runner, so $530 on the runner. So not a bad trade in crude. Again, nice 30-minute trigger with a Renko setup, so we're able to manage our trade off a Renko using Trender Pro 2.0. And again, we had a Trender Pro 2.0 signal right there off the 18. So a couple different ways to get into that, but a pretty decent afternoon day trading crude.